Hey guys, it's Kathy Anderson. I am the owner of A&E Coaching Group. And so we normally do all things nonprofit each week. So I have another special guest this week. We're a little bit late, but that's okay. Wanted to make sure we get him in there because there's a great event that is coming up. I'm located in Nashville, Tennessee, but I service all over the United States for my services. But um, we're going to bring on we know that most of our nonprofit, especially our grassroots, we're servicing those within the underserved community. And what caught my attention is that I have two sons, and a lot of the population that is left out a lot of times are the children of color, the black children. Will just be more specific, the males. A lot of times they are the ones left out. So anytime I can find organizations that cater to them, that build them, that help grow them, I definitely want to make sure that they're out front. So, again, it serves as a resource as well for people in the community that have sons, whether it be a single mom or not. Sometimes it takes that whole village to help raise. And so, without further ado, I'm going to bring him on in. And I have Mr. Actually, officially, what? Anthony Varnell of the Varnell Foundation, or Tony
Hey,
still standing.
hey, Miss Kathy.
And he is still standing. Yes,
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely,
yes. How are
absolutely.
you? This
I'm
is
well.
truly an honor. It's an
Thank
honor.
you. Me as well.
Yeah, because you guys don't understand, and he's going to tell a little bit about it, but that day to day, what you don't see behind the scenes, oh my goodness. And even I don't know the gist of everything, but I can only imagine because look at how many of us don't do it. So he's taking care of other people's children, including his own. So, all right. Tell us a little bit like, name, I said I said the Varnell Foundation, but
Mhm.
where you're located and just give an idea of your overall mission of what you do.
Well, hello, everyone. I'm Tony Varnell. I am the CEO of the Varnell Foundation, Legacy Builders Generation in Nashville, Tennessee. I mentor young men ages 11 to 18. We follow them from middle school, high school, through college, and we continue the relationship throughout their adulthood. Our goal is to provide the wholesome mentorship, tap into what they want to do, and find resources and people to help them get there. Our creed that we go by, it says, "Tell me, observe me, praise or redirect me, and let me show you the legacy starts now."
Wow.
So, yeah. So,
Wow. And I have heard the boys repeat that. And that is amazing, you guys, when they are standing up proud and tall and stating that creed. Just that sense of belonging in a positive way. And that's what matters too.
2007, in memory
Hmm.
of my oldest brother Keith, who passed away of lupus. Let me say it again that in 2007, the Varnell Foundation was started in 2007 in memory of my oldest brother Keith, who passed away of Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS. And so, in his memory, I started the foundation um, to keep his love for giving and sports and all that great thing alive. And it started with the Varnell Foundation, and then 6 years later, I started the mentorship with the Legacy Builders Generation as a component um, of the foundation.
Okay, okay. I think it's finally just clicked for me. I was actually going to ask you that too. Um, so that gives a segue into, I understand because of your brother, the foundation, but when you started that other component, like what made you, because you went as far as making it a 501c3, which is a whole nother level than just saying we're going to do something in honor of our loved ones.
Hmm.
So, what made you get to that point where you felt it was necessary to actually have the programs and the actual mentorship?
Well, I worked in the Metro school system here in Davidson County, here in Nashville,
Okay.
for over 20 years, and I've found myself giving so much energy and time and all this stuff into working for Metro schools, and you still had limitations on what you could and couldn't do. So I had to go through a season of rough patches, you would say, and I had to start over from scratch, and from literally lost everything. So God gave me um, an opportunity to find myself and to find my purpose, find my worth. And I noticed that I was an advocate for a lot of young men, a lot of kids that have been through things, and needed that father mentorship, that guidance. And I said, well, you know, um, I know what the need is. You know what I mean? And but I was still going through my struggles myself. But what better way to deal with a situation when you know the need, and even though you are hurting and you're in your seasons of struggle, how God prepares you for such a journey as this. And just to meet the guys at their need, even if I didn't know them, God would send them to me, and they would be so familiar to me. You know what I mean? Their situation,
Yeah.
all of that, and he gave me the hinds feet to stand in the midst of attacks. People saying, "Why are you doing all of that?" He must be this and he must be that. But God,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
9 years ago, He gave me this my what I call myself, Tony Still Standing Varnell. So you're
Yes.
still standing in spite of whatever you've been through. And
Wow.
because of your faithfulness, I'm gonna give you every desire of your heart. And he said, you can't do something if you're not appointed, anointed, and chosen for it. Talk
Okay.
about it all day, but if
Yep.
you don't have the support, if God didn't give it to you, it's not gonna work.
Right. Right. And it's so, so needed. That's awesome. That is so amazing. And as you said, you've gone through it, still standing. As it relates to the nonprofit itself, or just your journey, is there anything that stands out, like, at least one challenge, it could be two, that you feel like you have overcome, or maybe that's just that you want to just bring out for other leaders, um, so they'll know too that they're not alone. I mean, we might have different problems, but it's still similar when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
running an organization, and understanding that sometimes you look at yourself and say, oh, I'm just one person. But as I said, when that legal structure comes into place, you're no different than any other corporation. They all started somewhere. So getting through those rough edges, eventually it will grow, it will scale, and it will make the impact that I know that you desire. So if you just give us a little challenges that you think you would like to share, that you've dealt with the program, or just the nonprofit in any way.
Well, the first thing I would say for me
Mm-hmm.
is to, one, pick and choose your battles wisely. To watch who you allow in your circle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
From experience, I've had people to come along and work with me and get all of my information, and so we got your back, and then turn right around and try to start something just like you. But before I said, you heard what I said. If God didn't ordain it, appoint it, and anoint it, it's not going to happen. Um, know your worth. Know who
Mm,
you are, because in a season like this, there are so many people who like to mimic.
yeah. Yeah.
Oof. Oh boy,
Yeah.
boy, boy. Let me. They like to mimic, and they have hidden agendas.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? And you have to cover yourself, surround yourself with people that know more than you, have more than you, have the knowledge, but their actions have spoken louder than their words.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Be able to accept tough love, tough criticism.
Mm-hmm.
You take in what you need to take in, but you still need to protect yourself from, because everybody's not your friend. Everybody don't want to see you do well.
Right.
So that was my problem. Trusting everybody. I need this many people. I got to have this person. Even when it comes to the young people that you mentor, you have to be careful, because
Mm-hmm.
some of them are not for longevity. Some of them are just for a short while.
Mm-hmm.
You have to
Mm-hmm.
decipher between the difference.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wow.
and as for me, I really had to learn the hard way because I was trying to save everybody. You hear me? I'm in here. I'm at this place. I'm doing this. I'm sacrificing all my finances,
Yeah.
going broke, going this, and I still do it. But now, thank God, God has sent people,
Mm-hmm.
to uphold me, to guide me, to keep my focus looking forward. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Right.
God has made the pathway clear. And it's really, and the last thing I'll say, Lord Jesus,
Are you good?
yeah, the parents, the good and the bad comes with that. They'll
Mm-hmm.
lift you up as long as you're doing what they want you to do. But the minute they disagree, or
Mm-hmm.
somebody may say something that, you got to be covered. You hear what I'm saying? This is not an easy job.
Right.
This is not for the lightweight. If you have a hidden agenda, you just want some money, you want the popularity, you want the mamas, you want that, it ain't for you.
Nope.
Because God is going to take it and he's going to expose it and move it out the way.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, it's not about me. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than you. It's about these kids,
It is.
not just for the right now, but for the future.
Mm-hmm. Wow. You said a mouthful and a mouthful and a mouthful. But it is
Woo.
so true. And you guys, a lot of times you start the nonprofits, you come at it with your heart. And there's nothing wrong with that. But everything that Tony said, and then I would extend it on because I am the business coach or consultant to say that some things we have to think of it as a job, like you're building a position. It is a corporation. So sometimes you're covering, we know about God, we know that, but He
Mm-hmm.
gives us the knowledge. And like you said, sometimes you have to get those people that have that. But anybody's capable of learning it once you get even those people. And Tony will tell you sometimes, even if I think it's out of reach of your understanding, I will break it down until you understand it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Because it's not that hard because most of us have been on a job and we did what we were told. So now we have to backtrack and build what the job built. So some things mean contracts. I'm going to just put out some words because I keep seeing my grassroots organizations get hurt with the mimicking. That's when you get copyright, you get trademarks, you get all of those things that you see with McDonald's or Target or whatever. We have to do it now. I understand there's not a lot of money in there, but sometimes those might be need to come first,
Mm-hmm.
so they
Mm-hmm.
can't mimic to a point. But as you said, if it's God ordained, if you have the vision, one way or the other, we got to understand that we're different people. So even if I was to start a program, it's never going to be like Tony's because he is him. I can't be him. So different people are going to gravitate to him. Different people are going to gravitate to me, and we have to really understand it and quit thinking about scarcity, understanding that there's too many children. We do not have enough effective programs. So some people just need to stand out, get out of the way. If you're not going to help build it, if you're going to make something different, sometimes you still need to collaborate because the children are
That's right.
everywhere and they're suffering. So I'm glad you brought those out. And hopefully they can see, as I can see, as I saw when I met you, just that passion, just that want to make sure that these young boys, they're not men yet, come up into being healthy, productive young men, because they definitely are our future. When we think about the people that are over us, 50, 60, whatever, somebody has to take their place. And we got to remember, for those of us that are around that age, we have to rely on them. Just talking about some of the achievements, if you want to give one, but just something that really stands out to you that has been accomplished through your journey of this nonprofit.
Absolutely. One of the biggest things that I am extremely proud of is that we have a 100% graduation rate.
Wow.
Um, One thing that I try to do is be consistent at home, in the community, and at school, and we push academics. We push doing the right thing in homes, being respectful, and they're required to maintain a 3.0 GPA.
Wow.
Now, realistically, we know a lot of some of our young men may not be able to reach
Mhm,
that or haven't been able to reach that goal of a 3.0 or
mhm,
better.
mhm.
But I've seen, do you hear me? I've
Love it.
seen them push and reach and struggle and push and reach and struggle till they got there. I had one young man,
Wow.
a senior, had 6 credits and needed 24, 25 credits to graduate. I saw him bust his butt, staying after
Mhm.
school, going on the weekends, and making it the day of for graduation.
Wow.
And because
Wow.
you're consistent and they fight, listen, my young man, it's a love and hate relationship with us because they stay mad at me 95% of the
You're
time.
the
They saying,
father.
right, I stay in their business too much. They block me. They don't answer my calls. But at the end of the day, the prayer and being consistent makes the difference because they know, regardless of doubt, that Mr. V is going to be there some
Right.
kind of way. He may be hard on me, but they know,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's not always easy, but hey, that's one of my biggest um,
That is.
proudest accomplishments with this organization.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And I love what you said about 3.0. And I didn't hear we're going to kick you out if you don't make
Ah,
it. So
no
you
ma'am,
gave them
no ma'am.
something to strive for. Now that's unique in most programs. If they set that, or sometimes it's set too low, so they don't have anything to thrive for. So I love that. And then you have 100% graduation rate. That's
Mm,
amazing. And anybody that has children, you know that is amazing. Even when you
yeah,
have more than
that is,
one or two children. In this
you,
day and
you, you,
time, even more so.
yeah. Even sometimes you have parents, and this people think that this is an organization just for kids with behavior problems or with issues, but no, it's for everybody. We
Mm-hmm.
have those who are doing what they're supposed to do. We have those who may be struggling, and those who may be, really, really having issues with doing the right thing or
Mm-hmm.
other things. You know what I mean? But
Right.
because when they come in, they are taught that no matter what you've done, this is a family. These are your brothers. I am your father. I'm not the father figure. I'm your mentor. I'm all of that. I'm the one that covers you 24/7 in prayer, even when you don't know it. Because Miss
Wow.
Kathy, listen, when I get the feeling, when I get that feeling in my stomach or in my spirit that something ain't right, I call, I FaceTime. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's the difference. Being consistent is not an easy job.
Right.
You get beat up a lot of times, but at the end result is, you know,
Yeah.
relationships are
Look at the
built. You know what I
results.
mean?
Yep.
Yes,
Look at those results.
yes.
Yep. And it's a sense of caring. I know people that have two family households, two parent family households, and when you are, we say sometimes strict, but it just means that somebody was there to care. Because I'm sure many of your boys, if they were to go out there and do something wrong, no one's checking them. No one's saying, son, it's okay. I need you to, brush off and let's get back up and do it again. And that's what keeps them going. So, I mean, that is wow, wow. Once again. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, and we're only just touching a little bit, you guys. Just understand a day to day, 365 days pretty much. Making sure and filling in your, like as he said, that gut feeling, that spirit for some of us, that's spiritual, that tells you, hey, I need to check on this young man or check on this person. So that's a lot in and of itself. So we got something special coming up.
Oh
And
yeah.
I want you to tell us all, because I need everybody to support. I don't care if you can't show up. I need you to drop some change on this organization, because a lot of times, again, this is the area population that we have forgotten about, that we forget about, and we do not try to nurture and build up. So this is an opportunity to build. So what do we have coming up?
Yeah. Well, I'm super, 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 super excited about our event. Ladies and gentlemen, listen. Save the date. This Sunday,
Mhm.
November the 14th. The location is going to be Fairfield Baptist Church. Um, Doors open at 5:30. And what I'm speaking of is the sixth season of the Varnell Foundation Honors and Rites of Passage Ceremony. Sixth
Wow.
season now. Now,
Six.
this is amazing. And this year, guess what? Out
Mhm.
of the 17 young men that the amazing young men that we're gonna celebrate,
Mhm.
16 out of the 17 are going to experience this event for the very first time. 16
Wow.
out of the 17. I have
Newbie.
one original senior, JJ Johns, who is graduating this year. He's been with me for 5 years. So
Wow.
yeah, so I have three other seniors, but they are all new, and he's the only remaining original guy
Mm.
participating this year. To
Okay.
God be the glory.
Yes, definitely. If y'all only knew.
For all you listen, we are celebrating our young men.
Yeah.
This night is all
Mm.
about them, and we're gonna do an opening performance like we've done for the last 5 years. These guys get together. I come up with the ideas. They may not like it at first, but they work hard to make sure that it's perfected. Do you hear me? So we got a
Mhm.
special opening performance. It's gonna be just like the BET Awards, but
Right.
on the youth standpoint. I'm
Yeah.
excited. I'm
Yeah.
excited. I don't know. I'm just telling you. So
And
we
you guys, I have witnessed it. Oh my goodness, I don't even think you could really paint that picture of what
no,
it looks like.
no,
If you all want
no.
to see excellence.
Yes, that's what it is. And these young men have overcome obstacle after obstacle. And I will say, one young man, um, he's been with me for about a year now, and he had surgery on the back of his head,
Mm.
multiple surgeries. So he has a lot of scars and stuff back there. Um, um, and he kept hats and scarves on his head and hoodies. But Sunday we had rehearsal,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't realize till I got home. This boy didn't have a hat, he didn't have a hoodie, and he had a haircut.
Wow.
Do you hear me?
Wow. Wow.
Listen, to God be the glory. Oh my God. Mm-mm-mm. And
And I
I'm not
can
gonna.
tell you, I'll bring your tissue because I remember the last time. Even I remember a couple of stories, and that they were willing to share, and then a couple of parents that were there. There was no dry eye in the place.
No, y'all.
We shared in those rites of passage that they were able to exhibit, and that's just amazing. For those who don't know what rites of passage is, I'm just going to challenge you to go look it up. So it's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. These men, these young boys are going into manhood the right way. So I'm excited.
Miss
I'm
Cat,
looking forward
listen,
to it.
listen. I'm gonna shut up because you get me started. It's be hard for me to be
No, go
quiet.
ahead. Go ahead.
But we're excited because we're going to honor six unsung heroes in the
Mm,
Nashville community that have really done some amazing things. And
right.
when God gave me these individuals to honor, I was like, "Are you serious? I'm not finna call them. They're gonna look at me like I'm crazy." But once I did, let me tell you, Coach Tony Bernetti, he's a head coach at Pearcon High School. He's been the coach there for 17 years. When I
Wow.
called and told him that we were honoring him, he got
Uh-huh.
silent on the phone. He said he
Oh,
was like, "Oh man," he said, "Nobody out of the 17 years I've been doing this has honored me."
I,
He was blown away. Do you hear me?
you keep doing this.
No, see, I'm telling you now. I'm telling you. And listen, this to go to the people that we're honoring. Marcus Fitzgerald Sr.
Hmm.
He's going to get the Parent of the Year award.
Okay.
His reaction was the same thing. He said the only reaction I've really gotten from that is people, talking about me, hating on me because I support my kids a different way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I've known him for a long time, worked with his dad, at Swiss Credit for a long time. So I've seen him from a young man to where he is now. So I know what he's
Mm-hmm.
done.
Yeah.
But he was honored. This is
Wow.
this is a special award to my heart. The Philip Hawkins Mentor of the Year Award. Now,
Yeah.
Philip Hawkins passed away a couple of months ago. My brother, I was determined I was going to keep his memory alive.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so we're going to give that honor to one of my former students, mentees, Calvin Bryant Jr., who's been with me since the second grade. He's
Wow.
35 years old now. He's been
Wow.
through his journey. He has his own mentoring organization. He's doing well. Um, you don't
Wow.
even understand. See, I'm keep my composure on this thing because God bring that thing full circle. Do you hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
Second grade. Do you hear me?
Yeah. That means nobody, nothing nobody can say.
No.
You got the witnesses right
Yeah.
there. The results are in their face.
Mm,
Productive. That's all the thankfulness and gratefulness. You know what's the purpose? You're serving the purpose, fulfilling the purpose.
absolutely.
Wow.
And who else do we have? We have Jonathan and Shay. Snorton has the power couple. Listen,
Okay.
these are two amazing people that I love. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan has taken photos of us free of charge. You know, he has
Mm-hmm.
his own business. He has his own shop, his clothing store. Shay works for the Metro school system.
Mm-hmm.
Um, God is good, and you give honor where honor is due. Do you hear me?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I'm trying to. And then we have the Lifetime Achievement Award that goes
Mm.
to one of Nashville's most prominent pastors, Pastor Enoch Fuzz, who
Yeah.
gives of himself and resources to help the community. Do you
Yes.
hear me?
Yes.
So, what better honor coming from us
Yeah. That's
to this
major.
great man? You hear me?
That's major. Yeah.
Eh, Lord
Years,
have mercy.
years of
Years. Do you
how
hear
for
me?
us to be able to do what we're doing right now.
And then this last award is the VF Alumni Award. It goes to Joshua Trueheart. He's one of
Okay.
my former mentees that was with me when he was in the 10th grade on up. He has graduated college from Tennessee State University. He is
Mm-hmm.
currently still playing football and working on his. Josh is an incredible young man
Okay.
that he's an honor roll student in high school and in college.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And he has been with me since the 10th grade, and he used to stay on me about, man, you gotta lead them, let them people go. They don't care nothing about you. They just, well, he telling me, but at the end of the day, God sent him to
Yeah.
cover me. Do you understand?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He was a
Wow.
part of the first VF Honors and Rites of Passage, the very first, where they prayed over him that great things would happen. And look at it.
And look at,
Okay.
wow.
Oh, I'm done with it. Listen.
I
Listen,
know.
and we can't forget to close out the ceremony, close out the program, the rites of passage ceremony. My 17 young men will be honored. They will go through this rites of passage. I'm telling you, it's an experience that you will never ever forget.
Never. Yeah.
It's going to be epic. Do you hear me?
Right.
So
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
So Nashville, surrounding counties, listen, make
Yeah.
your plans, invite your youth groups. You come, bring your grandson, bring everybody to
Yep.
witness this, support these amazing young men, y'all. It
Hmm.
ain't even about me. I don't care about me. I just want the world to see and hear them up
Yes.
close and personal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I hear something new every time I talk to you. That's just commendable. Like you said, to God be the glory, but he still used somebody. He still used somebody. So just remember every time they succeed or sometimes don't, because you guys
Mm,
understand that failure is not, we can't even judge it until you take your last breath. We don't know what's going to happen to anybody that quit, but because he planted that seed, because they encountered Mr. Varnell at some point in their life, they're still going along with that. There's that hope in there, and we just have to keep pushing because we don't know which one it is, and who's listening, who's not. But I'm a believer that if you pour that seed in anybody, but especially those young people, as long as God don't take them early, you will see the good, great results from that.
absolutely.
And we have to keep believing that to be able to do what you're doing. You have to keep believing that and have that hope, just a glimmer of hope. That's what keeps them going. So once again, I'm honored to even have you on, and I understand technical difficulties, all that stuff, but somebody got it today. Somebody understands it, and knowing that these nonprofits, they need help. If you all are, desire to be a mentor, please reach out to him. I'm helping him with the screening process. So it won't be because you knew Mr. So and so or Miss So and so. We want to make sure that that you're really for the organization, that you're for the men. We're going to have some structure, but we do understand that when you're dealing with the human aspect of it, to make sure that it is a human aspect of it, that there's going to be times where you might have to be on call at a time that you wouldn't expect, knowing that maybe you have to have the wisdom to know that maybe you can't handle, maybe you need to call Tony, or maybe there's somebody else in the organization. But at the end of the day, everything has to be for that one individual, for that young man. Has to be for them, for the benefit of them, for them to grow, for them to sprout and be that productive citizen in the world. You never know where they end up. And so that's what's most important to us. So what I'm going to give you the opportunity is to let us know, how we contact you, give the website, if you want to do the email or anything like that. And go ahead and drop the Cash App or whatever you all are using, PayPal. This is the only time I will say that word, Cash App. Well, whatever that means. So, oh, did we say how much for the event?
The event is absolutely free.
You all hear that? It's free, and that's what Tony said. From Kathy, I'm going to say bring some change.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. So, how do we contact you?
Well, you can contact me via email at I am a legacy man one at gmail.com. You can also reach me on any of the social media platforms. I have this Tony Stillstanding Varnell Facebook. We also have the Varnell Foundation Legacy Builders Facebook.
Hmm.
We also have the Instagram, and it's I am a legacy man on Instagram.
Okay.
Ways to donate are as follows. On Venmo, it's VF Honors at Legacy Builders. VF Honors at Legacy Builders. Uh, PayPal is paypal.me/VF Legacy Builders. And the Cash App is $ my living my legacy. Leaving my legacy. My apologies.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. And I'll make sure I post it as well. So, and you guys, trust me, this is not easy for him to do, but it is a
No.
requirement that I require because does anyone know that you need help unless you ask? And this is for the benefit of these young men, which is, about the organization and those that are following them. So the only way to continue is it takes the money. It does. But if you want to volunteer, it takes that as well. And we're working on that to make sure we get more people that so Tony does not get so I know he's close to being really overwhelmed right now, but that can't continue for years. It
Yeah.
cannot. So it takes that village, you guys. So anyone want to truly give their time or their money or any kind of way you can give, please, it is welcome. So
Yeah. Thank you in advance, y'all. Seriously, whatever you
yes.
do, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Yes, yes. So, all right. Anything else? Did we leave out? Oh, well, we left the whole 6 years, but that's okay. Uh,
Well,
anything else
well,
we can think of?
I just wanted to say that even in the midst of sometimes I get down on myself
Mm-hmm,
and feel like I'm not worthy, I'm not doing enough. But
mm-hmm,
it's never been a time here in the last 3 years, 4 years that I've had to go looking for anybody
mm-hmm,
because God sends them, and by word of mouth, by social media, people
mm-hmm,
contact me that somebody else has told them about, you know,
mm-hmm.
and I just thank God for keeping this thing relevant and
Yeah.
keeping it fresh and keeping it, to the point to where, uh, regardless of anything else,
Mm-hmm.
He set this apart and He's allowed this to be a stepping stone for those who are really in need
Yes.
because God said nations, and I believe Him, and He's slowly but surely keeping His promise. And y'all, I don't play no games. It is I am who I am. I'm oh my God, intentional
Mm-hmm,
about what I do.
mm-hmm.
And if it's maybe too much for some, It may be out the box for some, but if God is for you, who can be against you?
Amen.
So all I need is your prayers. All I need is your prayers, not just for me, but for these young men and for those who are here now and those to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Build that legacy.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, young man. I appreciate your time and
Thank
all
you.
the efforts that you do. So I look forward to Sunday. I definitely do.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And you guys share it all out, please. Let them know because we represent Nashville too. Nashville, Tennessee.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, you take care of yourself and
Thank you so much
everybody
for this
else have a
opportunity.
good week.
All right.
All right.
Bye bye.
Bye now.